No, I meant the countdown.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
live.
Oh, it's live.
it's live now.
Hello, 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 everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Wherever you are watching us from, it's about 7:45 my time right now. I want to say welcome to our weekly live section. I'm here with my business partners. We're just going to be discussing bringing some clarity on some of the skepticism that we get and some of the negative questions and comments that we get. We're just going to provide some clarity on that so that if you're out there watching us and wondering if this is real, if this is something that you should be starting, we're here to give you that clarity that you need. So I'm just going to start by introducing myself and then have my partners introduce themselves. My name is Antoinette. I am a digital business mentor. I'm a wife, mom, nurse, and an immigrant. And I'm going to go to my brother here, Mr. Allen. Can you just introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, my name is Alan, originally from Philippines and currently living here in Ontario, Canada. And I'm also a business owner. I'm a dad, a husband, and I'm still working as a full-time industrial electrician.
Okay, now we're going to go to Sis Beth.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Beth, and I am in Colorado, and I'm married, and I am a full-time accounting manager for a cattle feed company, and then I'm also a mentor in this digital online business.
Awesome, awesome. Now we're going to go to Joy.
Hey everyone, my name is Joy Joycelyn. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a mom of two. I'm originally from Ghana and I'm proud digital business mentor.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna go right into it. I'm just gonna ask a few questions. I'm gonna start with Alan. Alan, our line of business, we get a lot of questions. Sometimes people do not understand exactly what we do because the online space has a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of fake things and real things, so they're not able to differentiate between the real ones and the fake ones. So, what will you do if someone comment that this business is fake or scam? How will you handle that situation personally?
Yeah, for me first, I wouldn't respond through emotional or emotionally. So I understand why people are so very skeptical because me saying also what I feel when I started this business. But a lot of things online are not real. That's why I understand. So instead of arguing with them, I simply share my experience. So I'm still working as a full time. I didn't quit my job. I didn't risk everything. I built this step by step. So alongside my career as an industrial electrician, uh, for me, the scam is something where you can give money and there's no product, no training, no systems, and no real value. So we in our business are different. And so for me, the only thing I can say is just don't let your fear stop you for exploring opportunities that could change your future.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Absolutely. There is, like you said, there's a lot of things online that affect our business. We have our services, we have products, we have system in place. It's legitimate. We have our tax documents at the end of the year. So, I mean, it's okay. It's normal to be skeptical because, fear of the unknown. But, it's okay for us to bring that clarity. So the question now goes to sis Joy. So if someone comments that this business is fake or is a scam, how will you personally respond to them, and what will you say to someone that's unsure right now?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I tell people just like there are good things on the internet, there are bad things on the internet. So
Mhm.
when you see somebody talking about an opportunity and you are not sure, the first thing you say is not a scam. You
Mhm.
do your due diligence, ask questions. I mean, we have a free webinar. You want to know, is this a system? Does it have transparency? We have a free webinar. Come in, check it out. And if you think that this is something you want to dive deeper into it, we have a one-time refundable fee of 149, and it's even refundable because we
Mhm.
want you to come in into the community, see the systems we have a feel of what this is, and if you don't think this is for you, that money is refunded back to you. How can this be a scam if it's, you know what I mean, if there's this amount of transparency available to you? So sometimes people say certain things because it's wrapped in fear, and it's also just like you said, the fear of unknown. So when somebody tells me it's a scam, I will let them know that, well, this is one of those businesses that is actually recognized wherever, whichever country you are, the government recognizes it because we pay taxes. And so come into the community, watch the free webinar, and if you think this is something that you want, take that next step. And then after that, we'll have a conversation, and you let me know if you think this is a scam. Would a scammer show their face live? Will a scammer tell you their name and where they are and who they are and their profession and all that? No. Scammers are usually lying and trying to hide, information from you. And here we are exposing ourselves and telling you there's something out there. So I'll try my best to educate them.
Absolutely, yes. Because sometimes people just jump to conclusion without actually taking the time to get the information that they
Yeah.
need to decide if this is the right fit or not. And one thing I always say is like, we are real people. We are showing our faces and being so transparent with you. Why, if it's a scam, why would I be out here showing my face?
Yeah.
Telling you everything about myself. Like, why would I be out here if it was a scam, right?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go to Sis Beth. It's the same question. Like if someone comes or comments or say that this business is a scam or is a fake, how will you personally respond to them, and what will you say to someone that is currently unsure right now?
Okay. So, yeah, when someone comments like that this is fake or a scam, I honestly don't get emotional about it anymore because I understand the skepticism. There are scams out there and there are people who jump into things without researching. So, I actually respect that when someone is cautious. But I usually say, just don't take my word for it. Look at the structure, look at the longevity of the partner company that we're partnered with, look at the refund policy, look at the real people building it. We show you that ahead of time that there are real people, and show you we're inside this private group of ours. So a scam, doesn't operate for decades. A scam doesn't offer transparency, and a scam definitely doesn't offer a 30-day refund. So if
Right.
someone is unsure, I just tell them, good, you should be careful about your money, but just don't confuse it with being, just don't be cautious, just don't be closed about it. So ask your questions, watch the webinar, do your research, and make a decision based on the facts. That's what I did, so we're all, don't fear, take the fear out of, someone else's opinion. Don't let that stop you. That's what I say.
Exactly, exactly. Sometimes it's just the fact that people don't want to take that extra step to just get the information,
Mhm.
and they just allow fear to overtake them. And the next thing, instead of just, maybe being quiet and getting the information, they just come up and they say, it's a scam, because that's the easiest thing to say, right? Something
Yeah.
you don't know, you can just say whatever. But I mean, we partner with companies that have been in business for over 52 years. What does that mean?
Mhm.
What does that mean? 52 years in business is no joke. It's not 2 months, it's not 3 months, it's not a year. 52 years, over 5 decades,
Mhm.
you know. So we're doing real business here. This is not child's play. All right. So we're gonna go to the second question. So they say, what will you do if someone is watching this live right now and wants extra income, but they're still scared to start? Like they need that extra income right now, but fear is holding them back. And this question is gonna go to Alan first.
Yeah, for me, I would say it's normal, just like what I felt before, and I was scared too because I have a stable job, responsibilities, and I have family to think about. And fear doesn't mean that you're not capable. It's like it just means you care. So the real question is, what if it doesn't work? And sometimes you're gonna ask also for another one is, what if I never try? So for me, I can say is, you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to go all in tomorrow. You just have to be willing to take one small steps. Start as a part time, just like what I did. Move on at your own pace. And if you keep waiting until you're fully 100% confident, you will be waiting forever. So the confidence comes after you take actions, not before. So I started tired. I started unsure, but I started anyway, and that made all the difference. And along the way, I learned a lot, and I discovered that I have something more onto myself to prove. And that's thank you.
Sure, sure. Fear is a normal aspect of life, but it becomes a problem when you allow it to take over your ability to make the right decision and take actions. That's when fear becomes a problem. But fear is an everyday thing. It's a normal, normal response that we deal with every day. So this question is gonna go to Sis Beth. So what will you say to someone watching this live right now that is, in need of that extra income, in need of that time flexibility, but they're allowing fear right now is the problem, is stopping them from moving forward?
Mhm. Yeah, for that person that's watching right now who wants the extra income but feels scared to start, I get it. But, I was hesitant too, but I still work full time and I didn't jump blindly into anything. So I looked at it carefully. I studied it. I looked at it carefully before I decided to jump into this. But what scared me more was than starting was staying exactly where I am right now. So if you want extra income, that desire just doesn't randomly appear. It's there for a reason. So for me, it wasn't just about money, but it was, I'm working full time. I'm still working full time. So, but I just started to realize I didn't want my entire future tied to one paycheck, one schedule. And so after losing my mom, that really hit me, like time is not guaranteed. And I didn't want to look back one day and realize I traded flexibility and freedom for security and wasn't even fully secure. So I wanted options, I wanted leverage, and I wanted something that I could build in the background, not just clocking in and clocking out. And then, yes, I was hesitant at first, but I didn't jump in blindly to anything. So like I said, I researched it, I asked questions, I watched everything carefully, and that's what I would say. So if someone's watching this and you feel that nudge for something more, that's not random, that's just awareness. You don't, you just need the information, you need support, you need the system. And once you have that clarity, fear starts to shrink. So that's what I would say.
Awesome, awesome. So we're gonna go to Sis Joycelyn. So the same question goes to you, sis. What will you say to someone that is watching this live right now? They want to make extra income and create flexibility for their family, but they are scared to start. Like they still have that fear of starting.
Yeah, yeah. And just like Beth said, I mean, she said exactly what I was about to say. She said it all, It's like fear, being skeptical is normal. I mean, fear is a mechanism. Your body is telling you, hey, be cautious, look into this. But it's not supposed to be, a tool that then um makes you a standstill, like ineffective at anything. Fear is supposed to guide you. Once you've overcome that fear. So once you've done your due diligence, you're supposed to move on and take action. Not stay still to and then have life pass you by. You know you need that extra income. You know nothing is gonna change if you do nothing. You know all that. A friend of mine said, we pray to God for a solution, we pray to God for a miracle, and then something shows up in the form of a business, and you're like, no, that's not it.
No. Yep. Yep.
That's not it, because in their mind and in their vision, the way God was gonna send that solution wasn't a business. But it is. It is. So your job it's not to play God. Your job is to do your due diligence, figure out if this is another avenue, another way for you to get that you've been praying for. That solution you've been praying for, and check it out. Because in this business, you don't have to quit your job. You do not have to quit your job. This is another stream of income. And we all know in this time and age, you need multiple streams of income. If, as Warren Buffett said, if you are not getting paid as you sleep, there's a problem. There's a problem. You cannot just rely on one source of income. And so if you know you have the edge, you know that something needs to change, you have to take that leap of faith. You have to do your due diligence. You have to ask the questions. And we are all here to guide you. Luckily, this is a business where there's mentorship, there's coaching, there's step-by-step training. We don't just push you and leave you. We actually help you set up. So if you feel like this is something worth checking out, then check it out.
Awesome, awesome. So, guys, we have come to the end of this amazing live section. If you're here watching us, and maybe you've been watching us in the past, or you're on this live watching us right now, we're here to tell you, do not let your fear overtake your actions. If you really have the urge to start something this year, we're in 2026, take action, do your due diligence, get the information, and see if this is the right fit for you. This might just be the answer to your prayers. Okay, this might be that breakthrough that you've been looking for, you've been praying for. Go ahead and take that action. Reach out to us. We are glad to guide you through the process every step of the way. Again, like my partner, business partner just said, we have a community of supportive individuals. You're gonna have mentorship, you're gonna have coaching, you're gonna be a member of a large supportive community. So you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Having one stream of income again is not. I mean, if you're still depending on one stream of income in this day and age in 2026, if you don't have a passive income stream, then I don't know what you're doing. You need to get on board. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We will see you again next week around the same time. Next week, Wednesday, we will see you. Hope you have a good day, a good night, a good morning, whatever time it is on your time. And we will see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.